Radhe Radhe, a spiritual good morning to one and all on Saturday, 1st April 2023, where along with me for this recap video for our Bhagavad Gita study series on this continuing journey of chapter 7 is Mummy.
Radhe Radhe.
Bringing up the screen, I'll show our slides where we covered today chapter 7 verses 8, 9, and 10. First up, of course, quiz questions to cover last time's content on chapter 7 verses 6 and 7. So please go through those and give them an attempt whenever you can and continually revise that material, review that. Now we shall get started with chapter 7 verse 8, first up with the Sanskrit recitation.
Rasohamapsu Kaunteya Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayoho Pranava Sarva Vedeshu Shabdha Khe Paurusham Nrishu.
So chapter 7 verse 8, the catchphrase here is sacred sounds, because Sri Krishna in his own words talks about that sacred syllable Om, as well as also the sound in space or through ether. In terms of the commentary for this chapter 7 verse 8, we saw that Sri Krishna says that he is that taste in water. We talked about some of the scientific elements there. Swamiji has that in the commentary, and really talking about intrinsic properties of elements and matter, or everything that is around us, whether it's tangible or it's something intangible, yet we can always perceive through the senses. So as we mentioned in class, this verse is one of 3 that we covered today, and one more that will come up next time, that comprehensively give various examples by Sri Krishna of elements, properties, and intrinsic qualities, all of which Sri Krishna is. Sri Krishna is those properties or those elements, and he is the basis for all of that. And of course, the basis for all creation and beings. So taste of water, radiance of the sun and the moon, sacred syllable Om, which is present in so many Vedic mantras. As we mentioned, we'll talk more about that when we get to it again in chapter 8, so a few weeks from now. And of course, also the sound in ether or space. And importantly, for us to stay grounded and humble, Sri Krishna is that ability in humans. In fact, 2 verses from now, when we talk about that briefly, we'll talk more about the splendor and the intellect behind some of the great people as well. So that is chapter 7, verse 8. Next up is chapter 7, verse 9.
Punnyo Gandha Prithivyam Cha Tejaschasmi Vibhavasau Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu.
This is a very lovely verse because we also learned an interesting word in English, but also several participants were able to share their experiences as well. Ironic because it's such a short, commentary for it, but there's a lot to take away, as always, we see through the Bhagavad Gita. So Sri Krishna continues and says that he is the pure fragrance of the earth and the brilliance, the illumination of fire. He's also that vital energy for us, life force, just not for breathing, but for all kinds of bodily processes as well. And for ascetics, he is their penance, ascetics practicing austerities. The word as a reminder for everyone, for the pure fragrance of the earth. As Mummy told us in Hindi, we have mitti ki khushbu. She mentioned the song. She also mentioned some other experiences. All of us have probably grown up with some of those rain-based, memories. And of course, in English, petrichor, P-E-T-R-I-C-H-O-R. Again, a reminder to add that to your dictionaries. Petrichor refers to that pure fragrance of the earth, which you often get after a dry spell and when it first rains. So essentially, again, Sri Krishna is describing more examples of everything that he is. Next up, chapter 7, verse 10.
Bijam mam sarva bhutanam Vidhi partha sanatanam Buddhir buddhim matam asmi. Tejas tejasvinam aham.
Finally, chapter 7, verse 10, top seed. That is the catchphrase here. I think I may have forgotten to mention for the previous verse, it's fragrant force, but hopefully self-explanatory. Fragrance of the earth, force in terms of the life force in beings, but also God as that supreme force, the fragrant force. Back here, chapter 7, verse 10, top seed, as I mentioned, Sri Krishna says he is that seed of all eternal beings. Many times in sports like tennis, we talk about the number one ranked competitor for that tournament, the top seed, of course, Supreme Lord, that is Sri Krishna himself. So as the top seed, Sri Krishna says that he is the eternal seed of all beings, which Swamiji helps us understand through the cause and effect examples. The cause, oceans, they are the cause for clouds through evaporation. Clouds as a cause are that cause for the effect, which is rains. So again, rains come from clouds come from oceans, but even before that, the oceans, they all come from God. God is that ability, the presence, the creation, the seed for everything. And as we mentioned from 2 verses ago, here now Sri Krishna says beyond the ability that is in all humans, he is also the intellect of the intelligent and the splendor of the glorious. Swamiji has given us examples that we can all relate to, such as William Shakespeare talking, about the field of literature, most famous, foremost playwright. That entire ability, that intellect in such a person also certainly manifests from God, from God's energies itself. The other example, Mummy read out for us from Sage Tulsidas. Again, Sage Tulsidas was quoted as saying that he was not having that ability or that entire energy alone to write the Ramayana. All that happened, of course, because of God's energies, because of God's presence. So again, a good explanation for all of us about staying grounded, staying humble, but also having gratitude to, of course, the Supreme Lord, our Creator, Sri Krishna, providing us the energy, the ability to do anything that is foremost, anything that is brilliant, or even just our day-to-day tasks. All that is through Sri Krishna, by Sri Krishna. Mummy, I'll pass it over to you for any interesting Sanskrit words we should take away and other comments.
From verse number 8, I want everybody to learn the word pranavaha. That means the sacred syllable Om. From verse 9, let's take the word tejaha, very important word, that is the brilliance. And verse number 10, we will look at the word sanatanam, that means eternal, the eternal. So basically these 3 verses teach us that Krishna himself is telling us that he is the one pervading everywhere. He is the one who is doing everything. He is the one who is giving us all the energy. So then this is all, according to me, leading towards bhakti, bhakti and bhakti. So we are not the doer. He is the one who is giving us the energy, making us do certain things. So we just need to have those bhakti devotional sentiments and put in our effort to whatever we want to do, and rest leave to God and do his bhakti. So he is the one then giving us all these different energies, be it brilliance, be it intelligence, be it beauty, be it any kind of energy, the Paurusham, the ability in humans to do anything. It is all he is the giver. So let's just pray to him and Paurusham, that is ability. So it is all he is the one doer. Like Tulsidas has said, कि मैं ना करूं, मैं किया ना करी सकाऊं. Neither I have done nor can I do. Sahib karta more. It is all my God who is doing. Karat karavat aap hai. He is the one who is doing and who is making me do. Tulsi Tulsi Shore. And the noise is all about Tulsi, that Tulsi Das has done this. So he says, I am not the one who has done. It is that God. He only directs my actions and acts through me. So what do we learn from here? That we just pray to that Almighty God. Automatically, He will make things do for us, provided we put in the required effort for that work. With that, I think it helps to understand. Over to you, Gagan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mummy, for those examples and clarity as well. With that, yes, we've come to the end of this recap video. We do look forward to seeing you next time, Saturday, 8th April 2023, for the continuing journey. Bhagavad Gita Study, Chapter 7 will continue on. And also later, we'll have Bhagavad Gita recitation that same day. Today, of course, that's not happening. We have that repurposed for Ram Navami celebrations. Tomorrow, there's a Ram Navami continuing celebrations at the temple, Radha Krishna Temple of Dallas and Allen, with a lovely satsang that is planned. As always, lots of spirituality in store, and we look forward to seeing you for all these different events and the classes and the sessions. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Yes, do join us tomorrow for birthday cake cutting for baby Ram. It will be amazing, very loving, devotional. The whole atmosphere will be there. So do join us. And also till then, with these verses, do remember this. Ye kaun chitrakar hai, ye kaun chitrakar. ये कौन चित्रकार है, ये कौन चित्रकार है, ये कौन चित्रकार. So for those who cannot understand Hindi, for them it means that who is this creator, who is this painter who has made this beautiful universe. With that, I take your leave. Radhe Radhe.